say?
Well, it's a sophisticated comedy. It's not just for adults, but it's for for people who have a certain level of of experience. But it's a flat-out comedy.
Oh my God! She's taken some of her nose and injected it into her lips.
What's funny? What's funny to you?
All kinds of things. I love physical comedy. I love verbal comedy. I don't like too much really low comedy. I think you can be. There's a way to be broad and bawdy and vulgar, but there's a line past which I cannot go.
You've made bawdy and irreverence palatable. Like, it's fun. We laugh at it because we're laughing at ourselves. I wonder, was that sort of just, did it make going into comedy more natural?
Well, it was this obvious choice. It was the obvious choice, and it was much less of a struggle. The other is a real struggle. The idea of making the rose every time you go out, having a picture that is powerful like that, not necessarily a rock and roll picture or a historical picture or anything, but something that has that much power.
I didn't mean to be late. Do you forgive me?
It's very hard to sustain that level, especially as far as writing is concerned. You just can't, there just aren't that many stories to tell. But in comedy, it seems it's a little bit easier.
Was it your husband who sort of moved you into comedy? I've read that that's...
He actually did. He said, I had been offered down out in Beverly Hills, and it was for no money. I had been making, a very lovely salary previous to this, and then I'd had this terrible experience on Jinxed, and suddenly I was worthless in the community. And my husband came into my life, and he said, you have this is a really good script, and even though they're not giving you any money, you should do it anyway.
Oh, honey, that was a very brave thing you did this morning. I told all the girls in class.
So, what happened to the poor guy?
He's in the hot tub.
He's still here?
What's the emergency number?
No,
911?
Barbara, I invited him to stay for a couple of days.
He is not staying in my house.
Down and Out in Beverly Hills was the first of a string of comedy hits for Bette. Next came Ruthless People with Danny DeVito.
My husband worships the ground I walk on! When he hears about this, he will explode!
Outrageous Fortune with Shelley Long.
This girl does not have one-night stands. Every guy I have ever slept with, and we are way into double digits here, has come back for more. Every single one.
And Big Business with Lily Tomlin. But it was the tender drama Beaches that allowed Bette to once again combine her talent for acting with her passion for singing.
Kind of surprised at The Wind Beneath My Wings, because I resisted that song. I didn't know at the time that it was given to me that it had been recorded 27 times, before, because that's how isolated and dim I am. And I gave it my own spin. And then, when people took it to their hearts, I realized that I had done something that I had never expected to do, and that I had hit some kind of, chord in people's lives.
Thank God for you, the wind beneath my wings.
Bette would once again touch audiences' hearts by reuniting with the Rose director Mark Rydell in For the Boys. Her touching portrayal of a USO entertainer earned Bette her third Golden Globe Award and a second Academy Award nomination.
Carl Reiner sort of implied that you kind of stumbled upon a singing career. Is that true?
I actually went to become a great tragedienne. I wanted to play the great parts like the Medeas and the Lady Macbeths and the Clytemnestras and characters like that. When I got to the theater, into the theater in the late 60s, middle 60s, everything was happening in music. And so I looked around and said, well, I can do that. And I just kind of swept in around the I swept in through the back door.
But you have such a beautiful voice. It just seems like you must
I
have
never
known
thought
since
it
you
was
were-
a beautiful voice. I just thought it was a regular voice. I still think it's just a regular voice. It's a regular voice. It's not a beautiful voice. Beautiful voices you hear a lot nowadays. And you hear a lot of people who are whose musicianship is so fine, so amazing that they sound like instruments, you know, but they don't pay attention to what they're singing about. That's what I do, that a lot of people don't do.
What's your favorite musical performance?
From myself, well, I kind of do love Dolores Delago, my singing mermaid. I can't help it. She's so insane, and the level of insanity, it's surreal. I love performing on stage. The interesting thing about it is that it's so creative, because as you go along, you don't make it up, but there are points where you do make it up. I mean, I have to go on stage with a pretty good idea of what it is that I'm going to do, but then within that, I take off.
Let's talk about me. I bet you didn't expect me to look quite this fabulous.
When you go out there, is there a moment when you're on the stage when you know that you've got the audience?
Yes, oh yes, oh yes. When you hear that first laugh come rumbling over the footlights, that's a great feeling.
So rich, so cheap.
You set real high standards for yourself?
I do, but I don't often get to where I intend to. It's very curious. Maybe once or twice in my whole performing career have I actually hit the nail on the head.
One of those direct hits was her performance in the box office smash, The First Wives Club.
Okay, Elise, the time has come. Spill those lips. What's in them? Are they wax?
Excuse me?
What else did you have done? Come on, Elise, you can tell me. The cheekbones, the jawline. Do you just have a little bit or the full enchilada?
At this point in your career with your own production company and I guess a little autonomy, what kinds of projects is Bette Midler interested in as an actress?
We are concentrating on comedies because we feel that's a niche we can fill. There's not that many made for our age group, and there's not that many that are really funny. And we're funny.
There you go.
Damn you! Oh, my face is too round from the left. I look like a wheel of brie.
Coming